What is going on, guys? Your boy here back with another video. Thank you so much for checking me out. Um, this may literally be the last chance to buy Bitcoin. I feel like, everyone, this is also another problem. We have so many people who are in the space who are just terrible people, who are literally just going out for profits. And their whole job is to distract you and to mislead you. So it's kind of why I don't follow a lot of finance YouTubers anymore or anybody really talking about anything, because they're just meant to give you the information and they're not really gonna like try to tell you what. But then again, I kind of understand, because you don't want to be held liable if something goes wrong. But on this channel, I like to speak nothing but the truth, and the truth is as it follows. There's not much Bitcoin left. And I feel like you hear this a lot, but I'm going to try to put it into some type of perspective. Although you may know as well, because I find in a lot of the crypto space, because no one listens to us, everybody has a sort of like, I know type of attitude. And I think we should just be all, we're learning together. I don't want to come from a place of like, oh, I know more than you or I know less than you. Let's just figure it all out together and see where this goes. But there's not much Bitcoin left. I don't know how to stress that, but there literally is not a lot of Bitcoin left. And personally, I would assume, besides the Bitcoin that is mined, which is also going to the biggest players, right? So there is no access to new Bitcoin, right? Let's get that out the way. Maybe small fragments that maybe you personally mined, but it's going to be so stupid expensive, it's not even going to be worth it to mine. This is why people aren't mining. But this is also why there is no new Bitcoin. So let's get that off the table. No new Bitcoin. Got it. Now, how many Bitcoin is on exchanges? It's debatable. This is going to sound crazy. I am a lunatic. I always will be. 250,000 Bitcoin is about what I assume is left. Now, people always say, people lie, but the numbers don't. I don't find that to be very true. I find that people can manipulate the numbers and everything's just a sham. That's why I don't believe in anything. Well, I believe in some things, but I'm not going to tell you. I think a lot of things are manipulated, but I do think they have to hide some nugget of truth in there. Otherwise, nobody would believe their BS. But I think how they're doing it is just like, okay, so currently, well, it doesn't matter how much I tell you I have a Bitcoin, right? The specific number. I have over 0.28. So that's all you really need to know. Well over. But I think what they can do, let's say I buy 0.28 Bitcoin. I'm serious about Bitcoin. I buy it. I'm top 1%. Probably, honestly, top 0.05% now, which is so absurd, right? So because of how little Bitcoin there is, I'm like the top 1%. I'm like less than 1%. Me, this guy in this $80 leather jacket, $5 red t-shirt. Well, I was gonna say these are a couple dollar comic books, but I mean, I'm not broke. Okay, let's just get that out the way. But even me as a regular person, somewhat, I believe, can even be a top player. Like they have to respect me now, even if they don't like me, just because I bought some digital currency. I don't know. But my point being is, if you take 2.28 Bitcoin off of an exchange, well, they can just add 0.28 Bitcoin. They could add it into their reserves, or they could just send 0.28 of their Bitcoin to the Coinbase, let's say, right? Because it's not that the Bitcoin isn't there. It's just available Bitcoin, right? Because if there is 250,000 Bitcoin, well, let's say someone buys 25,000. That's insane. That's 10% of the market. I'm just saying. And then you move 25,000 of your Bitcoin onto the exchange. Well, it's still at 250,000. So although there's only 220,000 Bitcoin available in theory, it would still say that there's 250,000 Bitcoin on the site. And it would appear that people are really, people are selling and buying it. It makes it look good, But really, there's actually 10% less. And then you continue this pattern, you keep moving your Bitcoin on and off. If Bitcoin is a huge spike, you just take off your 0.28 Bitcoin, it goes down a little bit. And it's just really, honestly, the sad part is Bitcoin is easily manipulatable. Oh, that's not a word, gross. Easily, you guys know what I mean. I just woke up. I don't have to work tonight, thank God. You can manipulate it easy. Boom. And nobody really know. And then the best part is, if you're controlling the news, just don't report on it. Or report on that Bitcoin whales are sending a lot of Bitcoin to Coinbase, indicating that there may be a huge sell-off. It's all a game, man. I don't even have to read this stuff anymore. Apparently, jobs were a lot lower than what they projected. Of course, because they're lying. They're always liars. Now they're telling the truth. Like, oh my God, we made a mistake. Now the economy's in ruins. I love this, man, because it's literally just Truman Show. I don't even have to watch the news to know what's going to happen. I don't know if that's intuition at a high level. Maybe I am just crazy and none of this shit is real. But this is what goes on in my mind. And basically, you need to buy Bitcoin. I'm not going to say you need as much as I do. It's not realistic. Hell, even me currently, well, I'm not going to put limits on myself because I've done a lot of good buys, and I ideally hope it comes back to really do me right, and any money problems I have are good. But if you yourself have at least 1 million Satoshis, man, fist bump, real OG, because, and you can hold on to it, just hold on to it, man. If you can at least do that, man, then you can get 2 million. If you can get 1 million Satoshis, you can get 2 million. And if you can get 2 million, you can get 4 million. This is how I got to the point where I'm at. I'm not even really that, I'm glad I have it, but I'm not like that. I feel like I am smart, but I don't feel like I'm that smart. It's just, hey, man, overall, Bitcoin is up like 1,000,000%. And if you stretch it out the long way, basically Bitcoin doubles every year if you account kind of like for how it's basically like every year that Bitcoin's been out, it's basically doubled. Basically, that's the easiest way. I'm not going to break it down. I don't really have to, but, and it's like, I show these things to like family members and other people, and they just look at me like I'm crazy. Do you realize, look, for this experiment, right? Let's say I have about 20,000 in Bitcoin. It's a round average. Anyways, that's good enough. Okay. 2025, that'd be 40 grand. 2026, that'd be 80 grand. 2027, that'd be 160 grand. 2028, that'd be 320 grand. 2029, that'd be 640 grand. 2030, that'd be $1.28 million. 2031, that'd be 2.5 million. 2032, that would be 5 million. 2033, that'd be, what is that, 10 million? 2034, that'd be 20 million, and so on. But when I explain this to people, they just look at me crazy. And I know I'm crazy. I may have Asperger's, honestly. It is what it is, bro. I am strange. But what I am also is a truth teller. I have nothing to gain. I don't even really like money. I feel like the only reason I did all this crap Just so people can leave me the fuck alone, man. Just let me play games, chill out, maybe write some music when I don't care, and just live my life, man. I just realized it takes somebody going to this level to actually get there. I'm doing all this just so I can sit at home, play video games, and people can leave me alone and have a family and laugh and joke. That's all I'm doing all this. So, I don't really fit into the system, but I have nothing to lie to you about. It doesn't help me. I can't buy that much more Bitcoin. I will buy. But, if you acquire 100 Satoshis or a million Satoshis or 100 million, it doesn't really affect me because I don't have the capital to buy all that crap. I want to buy more Bitcoin. I want to ideally get to half a Bitcoin. I was pretty close, I'm not gonna lie. But then I started thinking the market looks kind of shifty. I might want to move into some different assets. And I'm okay with that. I have plenty of assets. But there's a part of me that wish I would have kept that Bitcoin. But part of life, man. I got nothing to gain. I'm going to have money regardless. Just buy a million Satoshis, at least. Because they're going to start printing money. Oh, man, it's going to get loony. We already have this crap of a presidential election. I'm so tired of people. So tired of this system. Mark my words. I will break the matrix.